responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
In me and you. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. And we want to hear from you at 866-972-7247. It's a beautiful time in the world. The energy of the wonderful full moon has shifted things upon the astrology, upon the energy in our lives. We had that eclipse to shift, to change, to burn out energy, and to make things move forward. Well, here we are, in this energy of today, this energy of how we want our life to be. And then all around us, well, things are chaotic, disruptive, disturbing. So how do we navigate all that we've had to absorb in the past few weeks, few days, and still live our lives? We have to stay centered. There's nothing in this world that isn't being governed by a force higher than us, but at times like this, we wonder what's going on. We wonder, where's God in all of this? And what's the right answer? What's the right move? And how do we get ourselves out of such adversarial times, such conflict between people, disruption, people turning on people, not just in the energy of the world, but even amongst themselves, friends. I was doing a session earlier today, and it had to be my 5th breakup session in about 3 days. It was very, heavy. So many people have been breaking up. And then Neil Sedaka passed, and breaking up is hard to do, we know. But things that have been fractured, had disruptions in them, were not aligned or caving in. They're coming apart at the seams. And it kind of makes us think of the world, and it feels like the world is coming apart at the seams. And we don't know how we can move forward in our own lives. But you have something to look forward to within yourself. You just have to find that. You have to find that superpower, that energy, that gift, because we all have a gift. When I look back and I think of all the times in life that I truly thought I was down, the world that I thought I knew and I cared for had fallen apart. We've all been through that, right? In some way, some fashion. Whether it's a breakup, whether it's a job loss, whether it's a family member who's not well, or the passing of someone, even a beloved pet, right? There are things that just break us. And we think we'll never recover. We think we'll never stand on our feet because we cannot fathom life different than how we've come to know it. But there's always something different coming. But we like to hold on to things as humans. We become attached. We view things the same, and it has to stay the same. We think, well, I'm comfortable now, so it's always going to be that way. And it's almost as if you no sooner say that to yourself, like, wow, I'm on a great path. Everything's going so well. Poof, something happens. Tell me you've been there. Have you been there? Have you been there in that moment where you're like, wow. It could even be like you just finished your last car payment. And there you are, you paid your car. And then 2 months later, what? The transmission went, something big happens. And you're like, oh, snap, how did that happen? And then we think that thought. You know that thought, I can't catch a break? Well, things can't always be anticipated. And things do happen. And it's not personal. It's just how it is. But it always seems to line up at this time where we might think we're at top of the world. And poof, it just comes trembling down. And when we choose to try to make changes, we choose it and we try. Because as humans, we choose things and then we kind of sort of try, especially when it comes to change. We feel that uncomfortability, that resistance, that hesitation. I know you felt it. That I know I need to change my job, but all right, I'll send out a few resumes. But we don't really do it. We don't get gung-ho. We don't jump through the hoops to make it happen. Or we have some task to do, personal task. We put it off. We don't get there. Sometimes there's that relationship that has to end. When I was talking to one of my clients, we were talking about how over the past couple of years, the person really wasn't showing up in the relationship. Like she wasn't feeling it. And there came a time she knew she had to speak her truth. It's never easy. But there are times in life that you do have to choose you. And for some reason, we've been made to feel like we're guilty for doing that. It's almost wrong. Why can't you choose you? What happens when things don't work for you? You're supposed to keep going in a path that makes you uncomfortable, unhappy, disappointed, disenchanted. What are we doing? Where is there disenchantment in your life? I know for some of us it could be at their job, right? So someone may say, yeah, but I've put in this many years, and in 5 years, I'll be ready for retirement. So I'm going to just keep going. Well, what if those 5 years are almost literally the death of you? I was talking to someone today. Her husband's a police officer, and I have total respect for police officers. And he's coming up on a time where, now he could retire well over 30 years in the force. And he's just working so much right now. Just so he could clock it in, get it in. And interestingly enough, this past year, he's had a lot of little minor but health issues. How is that? Is it just because he's getting older? Or is it just because the stress is catching up with him? Is it just that the wear and tear on the body, we're just pushing it just too hard, too much, for too long? What are you doing in your life that is pushing you too hard, too much, too long? I know, we've got to survive. I know, we've got bills to pay. I know, people are counting on you. I get it. People count on us. But then there has to be this very fine line of what you have to do that shifts something for you. Whether it's pull back, lighten the load, rearrange how your life is unfolding. And when you're connected with other people, I understand that's not always easy. But if you're running around making everybody feel comfortable in your family, and they've gotten so used to that, they're not in a hurry for you to change. So you have to ease them into it, because if you don't do it, there's no way out until something forces your hand, forces the change upon you. That's what a lot of these energies of the eclipses are doing, forcing us to take a look at the things that are going to snap anyhow. So let's just snap it. Forcing us to change, to move. I had told somebody they were going to move, and they weren't really seeing how that was possible, but okay. And unfortunately, things happened that forced them to move. Most certainly they weren't happy under the circumstances, but they moved. It was uncomfortable, problematic, almost unbearable. But they moved. I don't say that to say, oh, I was right. I say that because sometimes we need to reset ourselves. And it's not about the universe taking something away from you. It's not about God punishing you. It's not about the people you surround yourself with really were never your friends at all. It's not about that. And that's why they've betrayed you. It's just about people going through their own shifts and changes, things around us, from building structures, getting old, starting to fall apart, and things happen, to our physical body structure, getting older, not taking care of it, and then it falls apart. It's about putting things off that we know need to be done but never get done. And then, kaboom, everything starts to shift. And you may sit there and say, yes, I can see where that applies to this part of my life and this part. And then you'll say, but Sarah Spiritual, what about the time where I was totally blindsided? I did not see it coming. I was on the happy trail. I was moving forward. Everything was beautiful. I felt great. And then the rug got pulled out from under me. And I'm going to say, even though you felt great, something was not good for you. You know, the universe, God, protects us from things. And you maybe don't see it and maybe never got to see why. But it had to change because there was somewhere else you needed to be. There was another version of yourself that your soul needed to experience. And yes, you got to experience great joy, great pleasure, great achievement, success. And then to have it all ripped out from under you, I can promise you there were signs before that you did not see, or you chose not to see. I love when I sit across from people and Spirit tells me, go to this time in their life. And they go, bam, say this age. This is the marker in time that totally shifted them. Maybe injured, fractured them emotionally, or perhaps gave them some disappointment. Or maybe it was a major success moment. But Spirit will always take me back to that moment. And that's the deciding shift factor that is there, that needs to be acknowledged, and sets things in motion very often years in advance. Let's say someone disappointed you when you were a little girl or a little boy. That happens. But what if they truly failed you as an adult, as a caretaker? And then you make peace with that and you move on, or you think you made peace, and then you begin to interact in the world. And some other people disappoint you, but no problem, you can handle it. If you could get through whatever happened in your childhood, you're good. Or are you good? Are you really good? Or are you holding on to a fragmented part of yourself that's trapped, that's feeling uncertain and afraid? But you've overcome it, so we're not going to think about it. We are not going to give it any thought whatsoever. We are going to just push it down and keep on trekking, because that was then and this is now. And then you meet somebody wonderful, or find the most spectacular job, and you're like, great. So if it's a partner, you're like, wonderful, this is my person, and you begin your journey. Or you step into a beautiful job, you get the job of your dream, and you're in that environment and everything seems beautiful. And maybe either one of those scenarios begins to play out to perfection. And you're like, I have arrived. I am finally happy. And then little by little, there are these moments. I call them the blips on the screen, or the hiccups in your stomach, that sinking feeling that comes over you, but you're like, oh no, this is great, it's everything. Then you realize that your boss is not who you thought your boss was. And now they're creating difficulties for you at the workplace. But they were so nice to you and supportive. What changed? Maybe they saw in you the things and aspects of your workability that they really wanted to have in the company and they really needed at the time. But now you were doing so well, unbeknownst to you, inadvertently you were showing them up. And you triggered their wound. And now they're lashing back at you. And now you feel like you're back in the days of when you were growing up with the dynamics of your family or the parent who didn't show up for you. But you're like, oh, no, this is my dream job. I'm going to just push through. My boss is going through a rough time. And then it doesn't get any better. Or in the story of the partner, the personal love life, it's the perfect union, perfect marriage. Maybe you've got 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in, and you're like, oh my God, it's a honeymoon every day. But then each one of you brought wounds to the table, and if we haven't worked through them, if you're not aware of them, if you still have something to learn, you or them, guess what? Something starts to fragment, something starts to shake up. The cracks begin to appear in the wall as the union settles in its foundation. And there you are. You're stuck. Something cracks. And you're like, I thought they were a different person. What? Why are they betraying me? Why are they cheating on me? How did this happen? I was the best partner I could be. And then that thought of, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve to have a partner. I think I'm meant to be alone. How could this be? I waited and I made sure I picked the perfect experience and scenario. And here I am in the spot I told myself I never wanted to be. And here you are. You see, we can't make those plans. I never want to do this, and I never want to be here. Because there are aspects of disappointments in life, storylines that all of us, every one of us, you, me, people we know, we're going to go through. We're going to experience these blips in the screen, these disappointments, these moments that really bring us to our knees. And we cannot run from them. For some people, it'll appear like they went through nothing and their life seems on the outside picture perfect. And in this soul reincarnation, perhaps they had different versions of lessons and experiences to have, and it's not as maybe dramatic as you feel yours are. No two people are the same. No two soul stories are the same. No two people are learning the same exact lesson for the same exact reason. Like we could take all our stuff and throw it in a pile in a circle, sing Kumbaya, and go, oh, yeah, I had that happen to me. But if we really picked apart the storyline, you would find out it's not the same storyline. It's just a different version of ours, but there are unique aspects that if you think about it, you would never want to go through. They often say, if you were to put your things in a circle and say, okay, this is my problem, and everyone said, this is my problem, this is what I've been through, this is how my life has fallen apart, many people would pretty much go, you know what, I'll take my problems back. I'm good with what I went through. Because you don't know what it's like to be someone else until you walk in their shoes. And we all seem to think we know what it's like to be someone else. But do we? We don't. We can't know because you don't understand how they process what they're going through. To you, someone's problems may seem like a cakewalk because you've been through tremendously dramatic experiences and health challenges and maybe abuse and major disappointments and betrayals. And you're like, oh, they think that's a problem? That's nothing. but you don't know how they process it. You don't know how they feel it. And you don't really know the whole story. We all have walked a path of disappointment. And the trick to all of this is to really learn how to count on the divine. To really learn how to build connections to our angels and our guides, and to center ourselves and really rely on our higher knowing. There's a part of you that knows the answer all the time. You just don't want to listen. I know, maybe that's why you call me. I get it. You call me because you need that clarity. That's what I'm here for. But you have to dig deep. You have to take a look at why you are where you are and what you need to shift within yourself so that you do not attract the same version of a storyline again. I'd love to say so you never go that way again, but we can never say never, because there's a plan going on higher than us. Even in the moments in the world that we do not understand, that make us want to throw our hands up and go, oh my God, what is going on? Well, God knows what's going on. We're going to take a minute to speak to our sponsors and hear their message here on the True Oldie station. And then when we come back, I'm going to continue on this conversation with all of you. And we're going to visit you on Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to take your questions, your comments. We're going to engage with you. And also, we've got some phone calls to take tonight. And our phone lines are open at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie station. We're here till 9 p.m. I'd love to talk to you. Stay with us. We'll be right back. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, WDJA AM Delray Beach. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios, your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed, there is a light, and that light can change the world. It's been a crazy week. So much has gone on. And I know that here on this show, we like to keep things light and easy. But never think that just because we don't dive into what's going on in the news, that we're not aware. And that we don't know how it impacts people. And that we do not acknowledge the fear that it can pull into people and the injustices that we can all see going on. It's most certainly a challenging time. But from what I understand from Spirit, I don't know. What doesn't break us makes us better. We are here to grow. All of our souls chose to be here at this time. It's been some amazing times on the planet. We've had some fabulous things that have happened in these past 50 years. But we've also had times where we've seen everything just crumble. And things that we thought we knew just go away. So many people have said, I wish it was 2015 again. Like, everyone's like, what happened? Well, things are being disrupted so that you can realize that you have your own power. I mean, things that aren't working for you individually and collectively. Find comfort in each other. Find the harmony, find the joy in spite of what appears to be chaotic energy. This is a time that our souls came equipped to handle. Even if you think, oh my God, if one more thing happens, I'll just lose it. We can't lose it. There's always something to learn from an experience. So when you close your eyes tonight, ask yourself, what is it that I need to learn? And if you feel like your life has taken you in a direction that is unbearable, because I know that there are people going through tremendous strife individually, personally, or in their immediate circle. And no matter how hard you look, you can't see the lesson. You don't understand why God would allow you to be subjected to this, or what you did to deserve that. Or when is something going to change and it's not changing? Somehow you have to find the trust inside that something will change. Perhaps you haven't found the right solution, gone in the right direction, found the right person to help you. Nothing on this earth is meant to punish you. We can't always say that about other humans. There are people who enjoy making other people suffer and squirm. But the universe isn't here to put you through, well, hell on earth. That's not what we're here for. If I could just get all of you to just see it the way it's shown to me, that even if you look at all that you deem as evil, and we might say there's a lot of that in the world, there is a spark inside of you, a spark inside of everyone, that if we could just focus on that, we could break free of all this. When I look at all of you, when I sit with you on a session, and that's been 20 years now at the Expedito Center, and then years before that, even though your problem seems insurmountable, I always know there's a solution. I may not hear the exact solution, and I know sometimes we want that then, but I see who you are and why you are here and what you bring to the table, to the planet, to your families. And that this is an uncomfortable time. Someone will say, well, I've been uncomfortable for years. How much longer? There's a plan. You have to ask to be released of it. And then I promise you, it's not that simple if you ask and suddenly all your problems go away. Because things have a cycle. I've seen that. There's a cycle of things that unfold in a person's life. And it's not a matter of time the way we measure it. We may say, 2 months I've had enough. 2 years I've had enough. 4 years I've had enough. And then suddenly something changes. And we're in a whole different direction. And it feels like everything we tried leading up to that didn't change it. And so when we least expect it because we gave up, oh heck, this is my life, this is what I'm going to go through for God knows how long, something changes. You're like, oh, I guess God did hear me. Of course God hears you. God always hears you. I don't see any of you standing alone. I know you feel alone. Many of you who listen, I don't see you standing alone. I see your guides. I see your angels. I see your loved ones. I was so fortunate. A beautiful couple by the name of Amanda and Zach had a wedding this Saturday. Never got to meet them before, but they found me online and they're like, hey, we want you to do sessions at our wedding. I was like, okay, I'm game. I met some of the nicest people. And even in that type of setting, I sat across from people and I said, oh, this happened at this moment in your life. Just like, remember I told you earlier, Spirit says, hey, at this moment, this was a deciding factor. And it was a lovely woman, and she looked at me, she's like, I can't believe you went right to the moment in my life that everything just fell apart and changed. How could you know that? Because that's the wound that she's still carrying all these years. And I'll tell you, she wasn't like 22. She was in the middle of her life. She's been carrying that with her this whole time, and it has prevented her from living the joy that she really could have. Beautiful life, beautiful woman. She does not have a lot of problems, but somewhere inside of her, something always was missing. Can you relate to that? Can you relate to something being missing at times in your life? Sometimes it's hooked into something so early on we cannot possibly understand it until someone says, hey, this is where we need to go. I know you're not alone. When I sat with the bride and the groom, first time meeting them, it was so fabulous, and I was able to share with them their beautiful connection to the groom with his grandmother. And the bride's like, well, is anybody here for me? I was like, oh, okay. Let's see who's here for you. And she too had a grandmother on the other side, but it was connected to her mother's side, different than her groom's grandmother, who was on the father's side. And then the grandmother started telling me these things about her, and I shared it. And all of a sudden, I heard this song in my head. And those of you who listen to the show, you know me and my songs. We're going to break out in song. And the bride says to me, oh my goodness, my grandmother used to sing that to me, and you sound just like her. I didn't know her, but God knows her. Her grandmother knows her. And she shared with me that in a meditation earlier that morning, her grandmother came to her and she could feel her presence. So of course her grandmother was going to come through. Now, I didn't know she meditated on her grandmother. But everything that is with you is in your energy. All your thoughts, all your dreams, all your desires, everything that you would love life to be is in your energy. And it's truly there to help you. Every tear you've shed, every success, even the moments where you were going to give up, it's there. And so are the relatives that lifted you up out of the hole you were in. The ones on the other side, the ones here, your guides, your angels. I can't tell you how protected we all are. We might not feel it in the times that we are in this world, but we are protected. We are being guided. I'd love if you could just trust that. If that, when you ask your question tonight, you ask your question as to what you're feeling uncertain about and where you need guidance, but then when Spirit gives you the answer, not that I want you to trust me, trust the answer. I mean, I'd like us all to trust each other, but it's not about me. It's about the energy that is being given to you that is meant to be your guidance to help you navigate what's coming for you, to give you that push. Sometimes it's a kick in the pants, as they say. Sometimes it's that pat on the shoulder that lets you know you're not alone. Other times it's that one confirmation of an idea that you had. That's where you need to move, what you need to do, how you need to shift. You can do it. Because think how many times in your life you really wanted someone to say, go ahead, you can do it. And maybe you were met with someone saying to you, what are you going to do that for? That doesn't make any sense. Or, I don't really think you can do that. I don't see you doing that. And then it was like someone chipped away at your dream, like ripped your heart right out from under you, like just right out of your chest. They'll say they were trying to protect you. I imagine they are. But nobody knows your soul. That's why I told you earlier, we cannot judge why things fall apart the way they do and why things are the way they are completely, because we do not know other people's stories and we do not know the hidden version of the story, not just people's agendas. Some of those are very easy to see, but we don't know the hidden understory, the backstory, the cover story that person's been telling themselves their whole lives or running from their whole lives, that makes them who they are. You don't know. And I want you to know that whatever you set your mind to do, whatever you'd like to shift and change, especially the way the planets are. And in a little while, we're going to have Stacey Holler joining us, and she'll be talking about, I'm sure, the eclipses and everything going on in the world and how it impacts you and your astrological sign. We're going to find out what that means to all of us. But when I talk to Spirit's like, oh, put on your seatbelt, Sarah Spiritual, because we ain't seen nothing yet. It is going to heat up around us and things are going to feel uncomfortable. But it's that crack in the building that needs to get deeper and bigger, so people are forced to fix it or knock a wall down and rebuild it. We're all being broken down and rebuilt in some way. Some in physical structures, some emotionally, some financially, most of us spiritually. It is that, well, come to Jesus moment where we got to look to the heavens and go, I don't know, but somebody better come to our rescue. And I promise you, the universe is going to say, you had the power all along. You can make a difference for yourself. You have a light, you have a gift, you have uniqueness. You can change anything. And yes, you can change the world. Because if all of us shift consciousness, all of us envision a different outcome, all of us band together spiritually, emotionally, and even at times physically, the world that you want to live in can be the world you live in. But if everyone's running around broken and disappointed and angry and frustrated and disenchanted with life, well, and comparing each other and feeling like somebody else has what they want and they've been unjustly forgotten in the world and they're going to take what they want, well, here we are. So look around and take a good look at yourself, and in the mirror, see what is not your best moment. Make peace with it and move forward. We're going to go to Facebook in just a moment, so take your questions and put them in Facebook and YouTube. But for this minute, I'd love to go on our phone lines. And as we go into the phone lines, we want to go to 866-972-7247. I would love to take a phone call here on our board. And we're going to go to, I'd love to go to Denise in California. Denise, I'd love to chat with you. How are you? Good to have you here. Denise, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great.
I've been coming on. I've been coming on and off, and I have wanted to. I know you refer me to someone.
Yes.
I think her name was Miss Gray
Yes,
in New
Denise.
Mexico.
Yes.
Okay. Will you happen to have additional information on her?
I do, Denise. I do. But the way you reach her, and this is something that we have to kind of talk about offline, but the way you reach her is you simply look up Althea Gray, and she has a form on her website that you fill out, and then you book a mini consultation with her, and you can talk to her that way. That's how you reach her.
All right then.
So you go to
All right.
Althea Gray, and that's how you're going to make that connection with her. Lovely healer. She has done great connection work for people, and she's really good at helping people with their energy. And I know that's something that you're looking to kind of clear some energy. And I know that she's very valuable. We've had her on the show a few times too, Althea. Very powerful. Actually, now that you say this, I guess it's time to have my friend Althea Gray back on the show, because she's just such a love, and she's been doing this work for, I don't know, her whole life. So she's very, very well versed, Denise. Did you have a question for me besides that, Denise?
That was pretty much it, but I still like to just listen.
Okay, great.
On the radio, listen.
Yes, absolutely,
I
Denise.
can still be on the air. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Denise. Thank you so much. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we've got to go to Deshawn. Now, Deshawn is in Broward County. Deshawn, how are you tonight?
Is this a kid for me, bro?
Deshawn, are you there, please? I need to not have any noise in the background, Deshawn. Are you there, Deshawn? All right, we seem to have lost Deshawn, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, great, Deshawn. Good to connect with you again. Thank you for making it quiet in the background for me and for all of our listeners. You know, sometimes I have to remind people we are on national radio. So, Deshawn, how can I help you tonight? What is your question for me? I know you've been through some twists and turns, and I do think we touched base recently. What is your question for us?
Yes, I want to know if I have any messages. And how would my court date go for this upcoming Friday?
But this is an update court date. Is that correct? Right? They're still trying to figure out where they're going with this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I just see it as a court update. I see it as, all right, this is what we're going to move forward to do next. And it's just like a check-in. I don't see it as anything complicated at this time, right? We're kind of checking in and seeing what your side has to say and what the other side has to say and what we're going to agree to do next. And the judge is going to say, okay, we're going to put this for trial, or we're going to make a deal, or we're going to, however they're going to do it, right? So whatever's before you, that's what that next court date is going to be about. So I don't see anything that's going to be a disadvantage for you. We need it to take a next step. There's a part of me that feels that there's still some information that the other side it doesn't quite have together, and I don't feel like they're as ready as they want to be. We're still waiting to see what else they will provide you with that they have gathered as their reason as to why we are going to be in the courthouse. And then your lawyer and yourself will have a better understanding as to what you're going to do next, all right? I do advise that you
Okay.
come see me when you can so that we can speak a little more freely on this. But I kind of see it as a check-in, Deshaun. And I feel like you're being very well protected by your guides and your angels, and I want you to trust this experience. I know that it's a sticky situation and that perhaps there was a misstep on your part, but the universe will do its best to support you and get you through this with ease and grace in the simplest, easiest form so that nothing really takes you too far off your life plan. All right, Deshaun, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. We would love to hear from you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie station. And I would love to talk to my friends in Facebook and YouTube. So if you have not put your questions and comments in the feed yet, or you need to repeat a question, please get that question on our Facebook feed, because when we come back, we're going to go to Facebook and YouTube as soon as we come back, and then we're going to go back to our phone lines and answer some more calls. If you're on hold, please don't hang up. We'll be right back. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie station, and we're so glad to have you here this evening. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every song.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, indeed, every soul has its story. And, well, what's your story? We've all got one. So glad to join you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We are, I don't know what number we're at, 800 and something live shows. Can't believe we're coming up on 17 years in just a couple months. 17 years of hanging out right here on national radio, talking to all of you and answering your questions and really shifting the consciousness on the planet. We're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And we're going to visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube in just a second. But what I want to share with you is last night, I have to thank everyone who came out to the Expedito Enlightenment Center and joined us online. We had a fabulous, wonderful event. We had a full moon eclipse event, and we got to share that with community. We had our singing bowls and music. We had chakra dance. We talked about the aspects of the moon and how it impacts us in the upcoming months. We really shared a lot of emotions, and we got to release a lot. It was so fabulous, and I'm really grateful for everyone who came out. If you'd like to be a part of our upcoming events, keep an eye at sarahspiritual.com. There you'll find all our events. We are planning our next group of events at sarahspiritual.com. And if you'd like to have your personal session right here with me, Sarah Spiritual, then go to sarahspiritual.com and select the session that is best for you. Generally, the good session to start with is the general session. If you're local here in South Florida, then hey, come on to the Expedito Enlightenment Center on 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. It is a metaphysical center that offers so many tools and items that are available to assist you in your journey of transformation and your path of enlightenment, things that really help create a conducive environment so that you can center yourself and be one with spirit. And of course, we can have an in-person session. I love doing those. They're always so much fun. And we've been hanging out there, as I said, 20 years this year of hanging out at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. So once again, we're so glad to have you join us here. And we're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we're going to pop on over to our Facebook and YouTube feed. And let's see what we've got coming up to Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who's on my Facebook page. I know we've had some conversations going on here. I was just looking to say hi to Ashley, and we have Addie Butler joining us here. We've got all sorts of people joining us here. We have Sandy Rodriguez, and Sandy says, hi, Sarah. She gives me her name, and what is in store for me? She says she feels uneasy. You know, interestingly enough, this time of the eclipse, and be sure to stay on the show until 8 o'clock and listen to Stacey Holler, because I really feel that for you as a Sagittarius, this is going to be an interesting transformational time, and maybe it might feel very uncomfortable for you for a while. But what I'd love for you to do is I'd love for you to really sit down and ask yourself, what is it that I want in the next year's time? Because this year is really just forcing you to grow, forcing you to step out of what appears to be a very routine life, a very set experience, and then all around you, things are happening, and your every day is the same for you, like, oh my God, I'm just going through the motions, and then there's all these little happenings that happen around you, and Sandy, it makes you feel maybe as if you don't know what to count on, and I feel like you feel uneasy because the universe is telling you it's time to change something for you, Sandy, and things that are going on around you that are not directly connected to your actions, they're out of your control. So as I look at that, I want you to say, hey, I have the power to shift and change my life the way I want, and I want you to look for what makes you happy. This is going to be a great year for creativity, really being inspired, and if you can shift and look for new work opportunity, that would be most advantageous to you, Sandy. So take a look at that. We appreciate your Facebook message. Let's take a look at a next Facebook or YouTube message here. Who do we have here? Let's see who else we have here. We have Karina, let's see, Bode. And she says, hey, Sarah, messages special for me today. So, Karina, I see here, Karina, that this is a very challenging time for you because you have to decide which way you go next and what is going to set a boundary for you. You're very set in what you know inside of you is important, but we also need to look at how can we advance. I feel like this is a year to advance an opportunity for yourself at work. It is going to bring you additional abundance. You are really being guided by your loved ones on the other side. I'm feeling the presence of a female energy standing above you. This woman connects me in the path of feels like grandmother energy. And I know that you're being guided by this woman. And I feel that there was a close relationship with her. And that relationship is something that you count on. There is a new opportunity that I'd love for you to be open to that comes in the month of June, July, and this will be most beneficial for you. Take a look at the personal relationships around you, Karina Bodhi, because this is a time for you to really make sure the people in your camp are very supportive. I feel like we are reaching some new heights in work and money. So I want there to be a singleness of purpose and a vision inside of you. Thank you so much, Karina, for your Facebook message. Let's pull one more on Facebook before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Let's take a look and see who we've got here. Denise Danello Hemsworth says, my question is, where is my relationship headed? And she tells us her birthday. And, you know, when I look at the relationship, I say this to you, Denise, no two loves are the same. So this relationship has a great connection. There's been great activities that you've done. You've shared some great moments. But I don't know if this relationship is going to be a lifetime relationship. I feel like it's a nice relationship. I feel like it has some solid aspects to it. But when I look at it, I don't know that it's going to take you to the same type of experience that you've had before. I feel like this is someone who is kind of there so the two of you can enjoy each other's company. My guides are calling it's a companion. And so the relationship is kind of morphing. It has its moments where you're not on the same page and then it comes back together. I feel that we enjoy each other's company. I don't know that it's going to go deep as you might like it to go. So that's what Spirit has to say, Denise. We thank you so much for that question, and we appreciate you. We're going to go to the phone lines at 866-972-7247, and let's go to Deerfield Beach. I've got Glenn on the line. Glenn, how are you tonight?
I'm fine, Sarah. Thank you for asking. I'm a first-time caller calling you from Deerfield Beach Live.
Wonderful. And, we're glad to have you, Glenn. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right. Yeah. I met two young ladies recently, and they're the ones that turned me on to you. One of them is named Angie, and one's named Cassandra. If you're listening, thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm wondering how my so-called life is going, how let's say the romantic life, the love life. Is there anything happening for me? Can you tell me? I'd like to know.
I'd take a look at that for you. Let's first take a look at, we're going to go back. I want to go back to 2021. And I feel like there were some shifts and changes you were going through, Glenn, at that time. Were you kind of disconnecting from something? Was there something going on with work or personally for you in 2021 at that time?
That's when my wife died. She was only in her 30s. She died of breast cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. And my spirit guides tell me that was a time of shift and change for you. And clearly that was an uncomfortable moment for you and brought a lot of grief for you at that time. And that is the discerning time that kind of set the stage for these past few years. And when I go back to that time, Spirit also makes me aware of the redesign of you and you looking at life thinking, I didn't think that life was going to go this way at this point in my journey. So it really kind of took you off course. And now you're kind of getting back into the rhythm and trying to create a new opportunity for yourself and find a better sense of self in partnership. And when I look at the partnership energy, there are candidates, there are people of interest that we could consider. I'll just say people circling the wagon, Glenn. But when I look at this year of 2026, this year is really about you connecting with people, spending time with people and getting to know them. And you're very good at asking the right questions and really kind of reading a person's energy. You're a really good, my guides tell me, a judge of character. Is that correct, Glenn? Is that how you read people?
Well, I like to think that I'm pretty good with people. I've been in sales all my life, so
right, yeah. And so you know how to
be
read
good
them.
in sales. You have to be able to read into people's minds.
Correct. And that's how I see that, right? I see that energy. And so you get a good sense of people. And this year is what my spirit guides would call a sweet spot for connecting and forming relationship that can lead to a little more of a committed sense, not just casual dating, but a little more of a committed sense. And when I spin the energy out and I go towards the summer, month of July is kind of the window that spirit opens for me, and time being an illusion, but they kind of give me a marker on a calendar so I have a sense as to where to direct you, Glenn. I see a connection with someone that seems significant. And it's possible in passing you know this person, but I feel like by July things kind of come to a great understanding, and I see a connection of a relationship coming for you. And as we move that relationship forward, I see that we can have partnership moving forward in this year. And I will say to you that 2027, from a financial point of view, is really meant to be a good, solid year for you. I feel like a lot of financial matters are being handled. I see an influx of abundance coming to you in 2027. So whatever you might be doing in the financial arena, preparing for some shifts for yourself, there's abundance that's going to come for you. I hope that I've been of help to you tonight, Glenn, and you're glad that we've connected. I'm greatly appreciative of the referral to me. And I do, since you're only in Deerfield, I do hope to have you come sit with me in a personal session. I'd love to see if we can form a connection with your beautiful wife on the other side and bring a message. I kind of tuned in now and I couldn't quite grasp her fast enough to deliver something evidential to you, but I'd love to make that connection.
Oh, that'd be great. May I ask you another question, please?
Of course, yes.
Okay, the connection that I might make, would that be somebody new to me, or would that be somebody that's in the past, or
I mean,
there's been
like
some. Go ahead.
I feel like you have people of interest that are around you, Glenn, and people that might be interested in you. You may not be, you may not be like saying, "Oh, I'm interested," because I feel like there's a free-spirited energy with you, and you love to talk to people. People love to talk to you. So there's lots of people. I feel like you've met this person in passing. I'm not feeling that it's a past relationship or somebody that we've known for a while. That is a past relationship of some sorts, all right? I feel like if you want to say someone of a newer energy steps forward, I feel that there's something missing with some of the people that you've met. Like it just hasn't, I don't know, my guides say clicked for you, right? It hasn't clicked in a way that you can say, oh, this is how I feel. Like I feel like I want to know this person on a deeper level than just, my salesman conversation, getting to know you kind of way of being. Does that make sense to you?
Well, of course it makes sense, but the main thing of it is I just want to meet one. One is all I need, and I'm very content with that. And I'm very loyal. Correct. And it's all about heart and honor, everything you do.
Yes. And so that's something that I see as we move forward in the year, that as we get to the summer, that's when that energy opens up that we can meet that person.
Okay, very good. I guess I'll have to wait and see, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Absolutely. But it is a year that is
Yeah.
conducive for relationships. So when I look in the period of energy around your soul, this is a window of time that is meant to bring relationship. Just like I
Right.
was able to go back to 2021 and know that there's like a shift or change that was, profound in your life.
Well, it's
and
funny
that
you
was the
should
loss
say
of your
that.
life.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Not funny, but I mean, it's
Little uncanny that I would go right there. Yes.
yes.
Right.
The
Yeah.
key went right there. 21. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. And so that's why Spirit knows where we've been and they know where we're going. We just need to learn to trust that they're going to put before us all the right people, and then we have free will get to make the choice of the best person for us. And that's where your skill set
I
comes in
see.
handy. Yes. All right, Glenn, thank
Well,
you so
you're
much.
actually.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for being there, and you have a great night ahead. Okay.
Thank you so much. God bless you. And I look forward to having you at the center
you, you too.
sometime. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to go to the phone lines, and I need to go to Davie, Florida. I've got Lisa on the line. Lisa, how are you tonight? Good to connect with you.
Good. How are you? Hi.
I'm good. Good to make this connection with you. Thank you for your call. And when I look at this energy here around you, it's really kind of interesting because I feel like 2025 into 2026 has brought a lot of twists and shifts and changes for you and brought you into this energy of what has to move forward for you and what's holding you back. Lisa, does that resonate with you?
Yes, completely.
Yes. So, Lisa, what is your question for me tonight?
I really don't have a question. I'm open to anything you have to say to me. Mainly about my career, I would say.
Okay. So when I look at this energy here, one thing that we know about you is when it comes to work, you know how to get something done. You are very on point and direct with what you want to create. There is a creative side to you, and there's a practical side to you. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Yes, exactly.
And so you have to balance both worlds, but I feel like you're ready for a breakout, something totally different. I feel like, the ways of doing work and people piling things in front of you and you having to kind of perform, and everyone counts on you, not just at work, but personally. You're like the go-to person. Now it's time for you to step into your inner power, your creative power, and really make it be all about you and your self-expression. So I do feel there's increase in work and career, but I also feel like there's something coming for you, Lisa, that is going to give you something that's going to have a way of expressing yourself. Are you looking to do something that's perhaps a little more creative? Because I see a lot of creativity around you in a way of self-expression. Is that something that you're considering?
Yes, that's exactly. I'm finally breaking free of trying to carry and help everyone and be there for everyone else besides myself. And yes, I'm creating a TV show that I've been in the works with for about a year. And
Perfect.
I am really now getting to the breaking through point. So that's exactly on point. And that sounds great, what you're saying.
Yeah, it is your breakthrough moment, and the challenges and difficulties of 2025, the twists and turns that brought you into this year, all begin to melt away when we begin to come into the fall of 2026. That's when things really build the momentum where you can see tangible, actionable results, and you really feel like, okay, I've arrived, and my dreams, my desires have not been missed by the universe, and I have been co-creating with God for a very long time, and all the right people, all the right things begin to connect with you as the summer into fall begins. And this gives you the momentum that you need for this project that is so important to you. And it's no longer about how can I make a living. It's how can I express myself? How can I be true to myself? How can I be my true, unique, authentic self and truly be in the energy of my personal power? And that's what this year is going to be about for you. And when I move you through the next 5 years, there's a lot of growth in the area of your media presence, and the media presence is going to then become what sustains you. So it's a very powerful tool that you have in front of you, and the universe is supporting you.
Thank you. And real quick, one more thing. Anything about my family, kids, love life? That's like short. I know you have to go to the next caller, but any message you can give me?
Well, let me take a look here. So when I look at standing above you in the energy, and I look at family energy, and I step into the energy of father's energy. What is your father's birthday, please?
April 30th, 1943.
Okay. And growing up, there was an energy of your father being someone that you had a lot of similarities to. I feel like there was a connection between you and your father that was different than between you and your other family members. Does that make sense to you, please?
Yeah, we're super close. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was a great...
I'm very much like him, a businessman. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm a woman, but
yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. So he has that role model energy for you, right? And so, my spirit guides say that, that he's your person here on earth. He's the one that you count on. Not that mother is not someone you count on, but your father just really understands you. You understand each other. I feel like he would tell you things he wouldn't tell other people, and the two of you shared ideas and bounced ideas as you were growing up, and that made him the role model for you to this day. And my guides tell me that very few people in your life have ever lived up to the person your dad is, okay? And even
100%,
like partners,
yeah.
you've tried to measure them against your dad and like, okay, they're a fail, but we'll take them because I care for them, but they're not your dad. And so not unusual for a female to look for someone who's like their dad, but for you, it was very important that the partners could stand next to you and be an equal vibrational match. Lisa, is there a person that you specifically want to ask me about, and perhaps you want to give me their birthday, personal relationship energy, please?
Yeah, sure. He's my divine life partner, March 19th, 1970.
Okay. So when I look at the two of you and I see this energy here, the first thing that I am made aware of is that he has a very great way of connecting with people. He's very emotional and connected with people from an empathic kind of way. He has a great personality. Has this very hardworking energy. I feel like he's very supportive, and I feel that he is believing in the project that you're putting together. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, he does.
And I also see here that there's a knowing that the two of you have known each other before, because you can finish each other's sentence. You can think of each other when each other's thinking of each other. That's the type of connection and soul connection that you have with him. Is that also true?
Yes, yeah, it's true.
And when I go back, and I have to go back a few years, they really want to take me to the energy of, they take me to 2022, but they also take me to 2019. And they bounce me between the two. Was there a shift and change for his work or something having to do in 2019, and it created a move for you all?
Yeah, well, I met him in 2020, and he moved from Oregon to Florida to be with me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there we go. Because Spirit tells me that 2019 was kind of a deciding factor as to how life was going to play out, and so thank you for that. So 2020, we met, and then he moved from Oregon. So I see the move. I see the connection. I know that the two of you were two souls that were brought together, two different parts of the country, and yet the two souls were brought together. This is a divine energy, divine union, divine match. You both do have some healing to do, so we have to be careful with how we navigate some of our conflicts, because both of you are learning to grow together and releasing the past and the past hurts of past relationships. I hope that I've been of service to you and this resonates with you tonight.
Yes, wow, that was so spot on. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I always listen to you. You're amazing, and I thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you, and we look forward to talking to you again, Lisa. Good luck with the project.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. Again, 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to be telling you about some things we have coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center and welcoming our astrologer. We missed her last month, but, well, here she is this month, and I'm sure we'll find out where she's been for the past month. But we want to talk to Stacey Holler, who's going to give us the rock around the clock on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. She's going to tell us all about what the stars and planets have in store for you for this month and probably what this eclipse may do and shake you up a bit. So stay tuned. We'll be right back on the True Oldies station.
There's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for everyone.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, WDJA AM Delray Beach. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios, your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, and we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. We're so glad to be connecting with all of you all across the nation, and I want to let you know that this weekend, the 6th and the 7th, I don't know what day it is anymore, the 6th and the 7th, Friday and Saturday, we're going to have Calvin Cates at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and Calvin's going to be doing our crystal healing bed, and that crystal healing bed is a beautiful energy bed that clears up energy of your emotional state, your physical state, and your spiritual state, and it is something that assists you in balancing yourself. He is there for 30-minute sessions or 20-minute sessions. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center to register, or you can go to expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com, EXPEDITO, Expedito enlightenmentcenter.com, and there you will find all the information about Calvin and his work of the crystal healing bed. That is a work that he's been doing from Brazil, that he was trained by the energy of Casa Dom Ignacio, where great healings have taken place. And he has taken that energy and was given these special crystals to use in these crystal lamps that are placed above you and align your chakras and balance your energy. So it's really a fabulous experience. It's not expensive. It's $2 a minute. It's something that really opens you up and heals your body on many levels. So visit the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com and learn more about Calvin Cates. And, of course, call the Expedito Enlightenment Center if you need to make a reservation, but you can also do it online. Now, we've got Stacy Holler here. She's going to be filling us in on what's going on in the planets and what our astrological signs have been. And I know that, different planets pop into different houses and create shifts and changes for people. But now we're going to throw in the eclipse from 2 weeks ago and the eclipse that just happened yesterday and shake things up some more. So each one of us in our own astrological placements are going to be going through our own reinvention, transformation, maybe a hiccup, maybe an elevation, depends who you are and where it's placed in your chart. And the person who can explain that best is my friend Stacy Holler. She's been sharing this information with us on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah for several years now, and we're very grateful to have her here, and we missed her last month. So let's welcome Stacy Holler. Stacy, how are you doing? How's life in Boston and all the snow?
I am so happy to be back. The snow is finally melting, and let's hope it continues that way, because I am done with snow.
Well, blame the groundhog, right? When he saw his shadow, I was like, somebody needs to do something with that groundhog, because, I don't know, that was crazy.
Yeah, well, as anybody in the Northeast has been experiencing, it is a little crazy, but everything is kind of a metaphor for everything. Everybody's experiencing crazy things in the world, in our personal lives. It's like we can't escape the energies. Yeah. And I have to say, when you were channeling how Spirit was explaining what's happening in the world, it was exactly how I would explain it astrologically, except you just didn't name the planet energies. But yeah, everything you said is exactly what's happening.
It feels that way.
The buckle up part.
Yeah, buckle up. Yeah, we're buckling up, and I think the people up north are going to put a hit out on the groundhog so he doesn't show up next year. But it's a crazy time, and I really feel, Stacy, people's emotions are being tested, and I know our patience is being tested in many ways, and there's shifts and changes, and I know you went through some shifts and changes, and you're accommodating to the shifts that have happened around you, and we know that everyone is feeling that a little bit of an upheaval. Is that correct?
That's exactly correct. It is definitely a time that is testing and challenging us, especially with Uranus in the mix. Uranus is the planet that throws us those curveballs, those unexpected explosions in our lives that, you think you were going along happily? Well, try this. Yeah. And you explain perfectly how it's for our ultimate good. But at the time, it doesn't feel so great. Then on top of it, we have Saturn and Neptune together. That's reality versus illusion. That's what's real, what's not real. So we're being forced to really dig and take a look at that and our own truths. And then on top of Pluto, death and rebirth, let's blow this up so we can start all over again. So it's all those same energies. So we're all feeling it in different parts of our lives. And we all need to navigate and stay true to ourselves because the world is changing. Yeah. And you could sing The World is Changing now again because that song is still relevant. We're going through a whole society, global world transformation. Who are we as people? What kind of society do we want to live in? Who do we want to be together? And it's scary to go through those challenges. And that's what the anxiety we're all feeling. But the goal is to get to a rebirth where we're all evolving in our souls and us as a people and as a society.
And also, it's very unnerving because there's a sense of things going on that are out of our control. and beyond our understanding,
Mhm.
because we know we don't have all the information. We know we don't have all the pieces. We know that there's missing pieces in so many of the things that are going on that we don't know, right? You talked about reality and illusion. So we don't know where the truth and the lie begin right now. We don't know where the truth and the illusion are. We're really concerned. Is it really this way, or am I imagining it this way, or am I just interpreting it based on what someone else is saying? And I'm seeing this, and it's very disturbing in my mind when I see this on the news. And I know that that's really happening and true, but how did I get here? How did it get here? Why are we here? And so there's so many questions that are left unanswered. And this is why I really feel that people have to just kind of surrender and trust.
Well, definitely go with the flow is going to be something we're all going to need to do, because it will be out of our control. But it is going to force us to really seek our own truth. I think we'll be feeling some aspects that are going to spark some exposure of some illusions, and you could feel people are fighting to get to this truth.
Right.
But each of our own truth is already inside of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have to remember. And the only way to get through this is to listen to your gut, have faith, know we're getting to a better place. And as you said, you know, it's even in our birth charts. When I read birth chart readings, we talk about the challenges you're going to have in this life, but we don't come into this life without the tools to be able to be successful. That wouldn't make any sense. We don't come here to suffer. We come here to learn and grow. So even though we have challenges, we all have the tools to be successful. Right. What we do with them, well, that's the free will part, right?
Right. Absolutely. So we had a lunar eclipse yesterday. We had a solar eclipse 2 weeks ago. What was the difference between the two? Besides, one was the sun and one was the moon. What were the purposes of these two eclipses? They each have their own special meaning, yes?
Well, yes. And this lunar eclipse was attached to a full moon, and the solar eclipse is attached to a new moon. So one is the beginning of new cycles, and one is the ending of a cycle, a 6-month cycle. So yesterday's full moon lunar eclipse was an ending of a cycle, and where that falls in your chart is where you might have seen a revelation, a twist, an exposure, a turn, a revelation. What happens in that cycle? On the eclipses that involve the sun, that's where you start planning a new cycle, a vision board. Now, we'll talk about a new moon. We have a new moon this month on the 18th. An eclipse is like a new moon or a full moon on steroids. They're just extra charged, extra powerful. Time to really pay attention. We have that ability every month when we have new moons and full moons, but those eclipses are just supercharged. Right. So I'm sure we're still feeling the effects of yesterday. And when we kind of rock around the clock, we'll talk about for each sign or your rising sign where that lunar eclipse took place, because that's where you probably have seen some sort of turning point.
Now, let me ask one question. When we talk a cycle, how long is this cycle?
Well, there's 6 months from a new moon to a full moon, and those are, or 12 months around, and we gauge where they are in the cycles that have different aspects that hit in different ways. So always know that a full moon is a cycle that started 6 months ago to that new moon. And when there's a new moon and you want to focus on, you know, where it is in your life, what you want to project, what you want to see, it's like your vision board. So you want to look closely at those 6-month cycles.
Right. All right. Well,
but you know, that's not the only thing going on, though, Sarah. That would be enough, you would think, right? But the Mercury retrograde isn't helping matters any.
No, it's not helping matters any. And then where's Jupiter? Is Jupiter kind of coming direct now, or where's Jupiter?
Yes. On the 10th, Jupiter is going direct in Cancer. So that will kind of offset some of the backwards looking of the Mercury retrograde, because Jupiter is going to be set free to go direct now, and we could get some momentum in the areas where Jupiter is affecting our lives in our charts. But it's more forward the head motion. But that's for opportunities. But you don't want to act on those opportunities quite yet until the retrograde is over. That's why you got to learn how to kind of navigate this. Even with the full moon, when you're thinking of where you want to be, we don't want to start anything this month with the retrograde going on. But it's a great planning time all in all. And when we have the end of the retrograde and things flow more smoothly going forward and Jupiter is direct, that's when we could get some more momentum moving forward. But this month, not so much the moving forward part. We need to do some reassessing, revisiting, replanning, a little slow down time with this retrograde. I don't know about anybody else, but it's hitting me like a doozy. You know, I lost my keys. That's a perfect Mercury retrograde event, and 2 appointments. So I'm sure we're all experiencing some of that. How's it been for you, Sarah?
Yeah, it's been interesting. You know, we were faced with the whole month of February. We had all these little technological things, website issues, processing systems issues. My processor, one of the gateways had some issues, and it turned out to be a major production on their end. Had nothing to do with me, but impacted me. And so we were forced to pivot how we did things in the center. And I'm just kind of sitting there going, okay, someone hand me some popcorn because this is going to get real interesting. And my producer said to me earlier, it's not easy being you, Sarah Spiritual, because there's all these things going on. And then, you and I have laughed, and then I'll have all this going on, and then I'll just sit down and be calm as can be, reading someone and just seeing what Spirit has to say. Like, I've not a care in the world. And meantime, I'm like, okay, what's going on with the gateway of my processor back in New York, right? So things we have to let go of. We just have to go, hey, but you losing your keys, that was definitely, I was like, all right, that only happens every once in a while to someone, but it does happen. And the mystery will be revealed.
I do think a lesson for us to learn is resilience as well, and that we can get through things, and we can come up with a plan B. And when you pull yourself away, you were saying we all chose to be here. We chose to be here in this time. And remember, we picked out this life. We're all kind of working the movie we wrote, except we're doing a lot of improv.
Yes.
And we're getting things thrown at us. But we have all the tools to keep moving forward. And one of the tools is the messages that you receive from your gut, from your intuition, from listening to Sarah talk to us and send us messages, to talking to an astrologer and helping navigate what you need to be attention to. So we have some tools to help us. So pay attention most of all to your gut. Wouldn't you say that's the best way?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's see what they have to say
for us. Where everybody is?
Yes, let's start. Where are we going to start? What side are we starting with?
Well, we always start with Aries, and that's particularly interesting because we got a lot of Aries energy coming in this month.
Yes.
And we've just been talking about a lot of death and rebirth, and Aries is the first sign. There's a lot of Pisces energy. That's the last side. So more indications of death and rebirth and new starting a new path. So we'll start with Aries. So Aries, for you, this Mercury retrograde is in your first house, meaning you're rethinking about you and how you look in the world. And maybe you want to change your style or how you look or your clothes or your appearance. Think about it. Make the changes next month, though. Now, the full moon eclipse yesterday, that was in your 6th house. So there was some turning point for you in your work world or your health world or routines or a breakthrough in terms of habits or something that needs to change in those areas. And the new moon that's coming up is in your 12th house. That's your spiritual side. That's the look inside. That's internal hearing for that new 6-month cycle for you. Now, Taurus, this Mercury retrograde is in your 12th house. So you're getting a lot of gut feelings this retrograde. You really need to pay attention. Some hidden truths of what's going on your soul level is going to come to fruition for you. Now, the lunar eclipse that we just had, that was in your 5th house. That had to do with romance or some creativity reset or something involving your children. That's the 5th house area that you may see a turning point on this eclipse. And the new moon for you in your house of friends and goals and dreams. So think about, are you with the right people? Are you associating in the right networks? Maybe the dream you thought isn't what you really want now. Now, Gemini, this Mercury retrograde for you, that's in your 11th house. That's your friends and alliances. You might have people appearing from the past during this retrograde, and you kind of want to reassess who you want to be with. This lunar eclipse for you is in your 4th house. That's home and family. So maybe there was some emotional shift or some change in the home that was finally triggered. The new moon coming up for you is in your career. So think about where you want to be. Don't make a move, but use till the end of the month to be thinking about, is it time to look for a job? Or how are you going to go about that promotion? Cancer, the Mercury retrograde for you is in your house of career. So not a time to move, but reassess your profession. Are you on the right path? Maybe you want to start networking and connecting with people you've been with before so that if you do want to make a change, you've got a great network going on. Your lunar eclipse, 3rd house. So that had to do with maybe brothers and sisters, maybe something in your neighborhood going on, or it could be a communication project or some sort of conversation you had that was pretty powerful. The new moon coming up is in your 9th house. Maybe there's something you want to learn, something you want to study. Travel is highlighted in that house. So do the planning, wait till the Mercury retrograde is over. And by the way, for those of you who want to travel during the retrograde, you could go back to a place you've been already. It's a perfect time to do that. Just don't go to any place new necessarily. All right, Leo, the retrograde for you is in your 9th house. So you're going to revise your travel plans or maybe rethink your academic studies or maybe that media project you were thinking about. Don't put it out there yet, but time to reassess all of that. The lunar eclipse for you is in your house of money and finance. So it was the end of a financial cycle. Maybe some money came in or something was paid off. The new moon coming up with you is about your shared resources and your shared finances. So maybe it's a time to finally pay off some debt or reevaluate your financial situation with others. Virgo, the Mercury retrograde for you, your 8th house. That's your shared resources. So it's time for you to pay attention to your taxes or look at shared assets. Maybe you need to rethink those. The lunar eclipse for you is in your 1st house. That's a personal breakthrough. Maybe something about your identity or the direction you want to go in is changing. Now, the new moon is in your house of partnerships, committed relationships, business or personal. So, Virgos, you have a whole new phase of personal relationships coming in. Now, Libra, the Mercury retrograde for you is in that house of personal relationships, so they might come back. Some past lover might show up, or somebody you did business with in the past might show up. The new moon, the lunar eclipse for you is in your 12th house. That was a lot about releasing some karma, Libra. Something was going on your soul level with that lunar eclipse that maybe will help you move forward. The new moon for you is in your 6th house. That's health, daily routines. Maybe you need to make those doctor's appointments, go to the gym, figure out what you're going to do. But don't start anything new till after the retrograde is over. Scorpio, the retrograde for you is in that house, your workflows. Please, Scorpio, watch your calendars. Double check your emails before you hit send. Make sure your appointment and your schedules are right because you're going to feel that retrograde. The lunar eclipse for you is in your house of friends. So maybe there was a turning point with a friendship or a group that you've been involved in, or your dreams have changed. The new moon for you, romance, creativity. Where do you want to be? Those projects, maybe you want to start those creative streaks cooking again because it's time to branch out. Now, Sag, the Mercury retrograde for you was in your house of romance. You might have old romantic partners show up. It's also a time of creativity. You want to focus on what are those old projects you want to take a look at again that you never completed. Maybe now's the time. Now, for you, the lunar eclipse was in your 10th house. That's your career or your visibility in the world. So maybe there was a recognition or a shift there. And the new moon for you is in your house of home and family. So are you looking to move or do a renovation or look to change some sort of family dynamic that needs a new direction? Capricorn, Mercury retrograde is in your house of family. So old issues might resurface now. Might be time to kind of clear some things up. Or if you've been working on your home, understand that things could have a couple of hiccups during that renovation time. And I could personally attest to that because it's happening to me at the moment with my personal renovation. The lunar eclipse, that's in your 9th house. That's travel, education, publishing, could even be a legal breakthrough. And the new moon for you, that's in your house of communication, projects, relationships with siblings, things going on in your neighborhood locally. Aquarius, your Mercury retrograde, your 3rd house. So also, that's a house of communication. You too. Watch before you hit send. Cross every T, dot every I. Technology kind of could create a little havoc for you. So have patience and just proceed with caution. The lunar eclipse for you was in your 8th house. That's your shared finances. It's also deep intimacy. So you might be going a change in a transformation in an intimate relationship. The new moon for you, Aquarius, is in your house of money. Think of new ways to make money. Different income streams could start to percolate for you. And then Pisces, the Mercury retrograde is in your house of money. So for you, it's a time to reevaluate your spending. Maybe redo a budget. Kind of complete what you've been doing. The lunar eclipse for you is in your house of relationships, so you might have had a turning point in a committed relationship, either business or personal, or maybe it just deepened and went to another level. And your new moon is in your 1st house. That's your personal reinvention. Who are you? Who do you want to be in the world? What do you want to project out there? So we're all feeling all of this, Sarah. But when we take a look at what areas of our life we could see, those are the areas we need to pay attention to because we're being encouraged to make some changes.
Yes, we are. We are. All of us are. And if we don't make the changes, the universe is definitely going to shift something to force us to change, not to punish us, just to get us on a new track. There's always a different version of our lives that is open to us, and we have to all show up for that and be willing to make the change. Well, Stacey, we are certainly... Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to share that in astrology, the planets check in with us periodically to make sure we're on the right course. That we decided in our contract with God. We talk about a Saturn return. Every 30 years, we get a check-in. So are we on the right path? And if we're not, we're going to get you on the right path. So really, I just wanted to add that that's embedded in the course of our contract here.
Yes.
And it helps us to get to where we need to be because we don't want to come back and do this again, do we?
Some people might. Some people, what's that song? Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. It depends,
I guess,
right? But
okay.
Some people may want to come back and do this because there's so many benefits to being in this human embodiment, right? It's a beautiful energy.
No. I didn't mean that. I meant to do the hard lessons we're learning. We want to learn the lessons so we don't have to keep relearning them and we could just move on to the next one. I didn't mean come back. We all want to come back because ultimately when we remove ourselves from what's really happening, we're all kind of having a little fun.
We are having fun, it's had its moments, but we're all having fun. And there's a joy and a harmony that can be found if we are choosing to seek it out. Otherwise, we'll get caught in the crossfire of whatever's going on in the world. But Stacey, we're so glad that you're able to join us, and we know somehow your keys will pop up and things will begin to soften up for you. I know it's been an interesting month, and we've talked privately about this, but everything happens for a reason, and we know that you're just going through your own shifts and changes to prepare you for an even better environment, and renovations will unfold and things will be the way you would love to have them, and everything will be tucked away in its place, and you'll feel much more comfortable. But in this moment of uncomfortability, we know that you two are going through your own personal growth spurts. So we're welcome to the club, Stacy Haller. We're glad to have you here. And we're also glad to have you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Thank you for being with us for several years now and sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, and your deep understanding of astrology. I know it's been over 30 years that you've been dabbling in astrology, and really now in the past years, that at least about the past 10 years, you've really put yourself in it and really shown up and shared your wisdom with people, and we are appreciative of that. For our listeners who'd like to have their own personal chart done by Stacy Haller, you can go to destinyinthestars.com. There you can register, and she will contact you, and you can have that beautiful connection of knowing what your roadmap of life looks like, and have Stacy's guidance as to how to navigate the signs on the road of life. Stacy, thank you so much for being with us, and we welcome our listeners to get to know you further by going to your website, destinyinthestars.com.
Thank you so very much. I love being part of the community, and I will see you next month.
See you next month, Stacy. All right. Bye for now.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. If you're on hold, please don't go anywhere, because we're going to come right back to our phone lines. And if you haven't picked up the phone, now's the time, 866-972-7247. We are going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going to pop back on our phone lines. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that is me, Sarah Spiritual, on the True Oldie Station. Stay with us.
Know me, do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO Enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Everything comes when the stars align. Are the stars aligning for you right here? Well, we know they are here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're so glad to have you joining us. This is our 803rd show. Huh, that's a mouthful. But anyway, we've been doing this for a very long time, and we count the shows that we do live. So if you factor in some of our replays, I'm sure we're over 1,000 shows that have broadcast in the past almost 17 years. So we're so glad to have you here. We're happy to be of service to you. If you'd like to connect with me directly, Sarah Spiritual, you can go to my website, sarahspiritual.com. There you'll find a smattering of some of my products that I feature. I have a whole metaphysical center in West Palm Beach called the Expedito Enlightenment Center. There we have a full array of products, but you can visit my website, get an idea of some of the products that I create. They're all curated by me, and we'd love to have you join us for one of our next events when we post those events coming in the weeks to come, and we'd love to have you join us for a personal session or just pick up that sage bundle, that Palo Santo, that singing bowl, that book that helps you, those oracle cards, the tarot deck, whatever you need, it's all there for you. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and I've got to go to Addie, and Addie is in West Palm Beach. Addie, how are you tonight? Are you with us, Addie? All right, perhaps we seem to have lost Addie in the hold process here, so we're going to go to Danielle in West Palm Beach. Danielle, how are you tonight?
Hi. I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you, Danielle. This time really represents you being in your healthy boundaries and personal power. My guides want you to know that as we move you forward in this 2026, the year is really important for you to establish order and balance. We need to feel like we are in a good rhythmic pattern in our lives. And are you feeling a little out of sorts and out of balance at this time, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your question for me tonight, Danielle?
I'm going through a divorce situation.
Yeah, that'll create a
and
balance.
he is unpredictable as to say the least. Untrustworthy and so forth. And I'm just concerned how this during this process, what I should or maybe should not do, how to navigate.
Perfect.
For the best positive outcome for myself.
All right. Danielle, what is that person's, don't say their name, just their birthday, so that I can tap into their energy, and then I'm going to break it down for you. Of course, I am not a lawyer, but my spirit guides do give us guidance that you can then consult with whoever's representing you, whatever counsel, so that you can shoot for what is most important for you. What is his birthday, please?
His birthday is October 30th, 1967.
Okay. First thing they tell me is this is a complicated man. There's many layers to him. Beneath what he shows as his truth, there's many illusions. He always has a facade on. He wants everyone to see him as the good guy, the nice guy, but he has a very sharp energy to him behind closed doors. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And when I look at the energy as to intentional energy, he feels that everything's his. It doesn't matter how many years you put in, what you've shared together. He reminds me of that cartoon. They're showing me this. I don't know if it's in Bugs Bunny, and the character's like, mine, mine, all mine, mine, mine. And so if the law says that we are supposed to have a certain amount as our portion, for him, he feels like that's, if he's created it. But the story, the real truth of the story is that you were the support behind him, and you really created the environment and helped create the world that you lived in. And now he wants to cash in and take credit for it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
I'm seeing him pitting people against you. Does this also make sense? I see him trying to create a divide. Does that also make sense? I'm seeing this division between him and you and other people because of what he has implied, right? He doesn't even have facts behind his words, but he's weaving this tale, this saga that paints him as the victim, right? So here we have somebody who is perpetrating an energy of, I'm the victim, woe is me, but he was really the person who stepped out of the relationship. He was the person who was dishonest, is the word Spirit gives me. So you have to make him feel he wins in this story, and this is how Spirit presents it to us. If he feels that he needs to have this, this, and this, and this has to go this way, and you can't have half of that, and he has to paint himself like he came out on top, you give him a gimme that really you couldn't even care less about, so that he thinks that you walked away losing. He needs to feel he wins. You strategize what it is that we can push his way so that you can take yourself out of this. This has been a poison for you, and I am going to spin you back, and I need to go back to 2023. And I feel like 2023 was at the breaking point for you. I feel like it's been very challenging for you these past 3 years, and we cannot get you out of this fast enough. Does that make sense to you, Danielle?
Yes, absolutely.
And so we're going to move you forward, and you will come out victorious, right? Because, the law is the law. But he wants to make you pay for what you get. So he's going to try to squeeze you and make you uncomfortable, and you have to be strategic. You are one of the people that I would love to sit across from. You're in West Palm. I'd love to have a personal session with you in the weeks to come so that you and I privately can say some things that maybe I'm not comfortable saying on air, but I am giving you the gist of it, so please don't think I'm holding back. I do want you to know that you will come out victorious. I'm also feeling very strong support for you on the energy of the other side, loved ones on the other side. To you, family has always been very important. Keeping people together has been important. You have been an integral part of many people's lives, and you cannot forget who you are and who you were taught to be. You were raised with character and a sense of conscience and family, and we have so much support from you. For you, please do not forget to talk to your guides, your angels, and your loved ones, because I see family members close to you looking on and saying, that's my girl, she can do it. Does this make sense to you?
Wow. Yes, I always wanted to feel that I was not alone.
You're not
in this
alone.
process. I knew it. Right.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Wow.
And, maybe some of your
Sarah.
friends don't understand what you're going through because, to the outside world, he painted himself in such a way that it's hard for people to fathom. So some of the people who are more superficial, you've learned to say, hey, I've got to have a healthy boundary. If you remember when I first started to connect with you, Spirit was talking about your boundaries, right? And then we talked about putting things in order and balance.
Yes.
We feel out of balance. There's a reason why Spirit says this, because you need to know the circle you keep, because there are people who act like they're supportive, and they turned out that they really weren't. And so we need to cut, so that Danielle, although may feel alone, those who are by you are truly by your side. Danielle, this is not the end of your story. Please know that when this disentangles, and it'll be a process, a good part of this year is just going to be a bit laborious trying to finally break free, but you will break free and you will have your level of victory. When I move you into this 2027, life begins again, and it's going to really a very pleasant life. Once you get rid of all this heaviness and this weight, you're going to find that you come through feeling freer, lighter, and really attract a true partner that you can let your hair down and really be who you've come to be, your true self, and not have to feel like you're walking on eggshells and uncertain if you can even trust what you're feeling and experiencing as the truth, because you've lived that way for a very long time. This resonates with you, yes?
Very. Yes, and that would be such a gift, that last part. I mean,
it's coming. It's coming.
That would just...
Get ready.
I mean,
it's
it lightens me up just to think about the thought that there's something positive, like the end of the rainbow.
Absolutely. I don't know if you remember the show West Side Story, but something's coming. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be great.
I love Yes, I do. You have such a wonderful voice.
Right, and something great is coming.
Beautiful.
Come on and deliver me. Right? Is it now? No. Right? So it's coming. So go find that on YouTube, and that's your theme song, right? You don't know what it is and how it's coming, but it's coming. And if you could just latch on to that energy, that frequency, then who gives a flying banana what he's up to? We will figure it out. We will navigate it. You'll come up on top. He's counting on ripping your piece apart. He likes watching you squirm.
Wow.
That's his personality.
Why the demonic towards me when I haven't given him any of that negativity?
Exactly. But he
Makes
is
no
now,
sense.
He's got a lot of childhood wounds that are coming up, and he needs to make someone else be the villain in his story so he doesn't have to take responsibility. That's what it's all about for him.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that the consequences that God was sending, the messages, that I thought that would resonate over time. But unfortunately, it didn't seem to
No.
make any difference,
No. And,
which is astounding. But, yeah.
And my spirit guides are making me touch my head, because when I go to the mind, the brain, he's fragmented. And, I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose, but truly there's something wrong in his emotional processing system. He is almost void of some type of emotion, and he kind of kept it hidden. He really reads like somebody who has some mental imbalance, and just it's come to light even more strongly, and he is unable to suppress it. And this is what you're seeing, but it's been there all along. Like when I look, I'm like, oh my God, if I could take you back, oh goodness, like I have to go back over 20 years, and I'm like, what? That's, if we went back to, quickly, they take me back to 2006, 2007. You were together, yes?
Oof. Yes.
Okay. And there were changes and things going on in your relationship then, something with family, right? And, we'll talk about this in a reading when we connect one day. And so things actually started to change then, but you were so busy keeping things together, like the good team player you are, go team, it all fell apart, even back then. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yeah, well, his loyalty, I realized, was not with me.
And a lot of that has to do with
took
his family
me, unfortunately.
training.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, Danielle, thank you so much for your call. Pop into the Expedito
thank
Center
you, Sarah.
in West
and I will
Palm.
come see you.
I look forward to that. How did you hear about the show?
Well, my daughter picked up on it, and
wonderful.
And then I realized, it's Wednesday, and then we were just, oh my God, we forgot, so we put it on, and we enjoy it so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Really, you just really resonate so spot on, and you're just how you come across is just so emotional, and it's like I had somebody here, like one of my family members. If I always wish if my mother were here, what she would say to me, and I feel like she's speaking through you.
She is, honey. She is. And she's one of the people I see.
Because that's what I miss.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Sarah.
You're
and
welcome.
I wish you
God
all the
bless
best.
you. Thank you. Goodbye for now.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Boynton Beach. I've got Max on the line. Max, how are you tonight?
Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. How are you
Hello?
tonight? Yes.
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is so cool.
Cool.
I'm
to
good.
connect
Thank
with you. Wonderful. So let's go back in time with you, Max. Yes, let's spin the wheel. My guides want to take you back to 2024. And they tell me since 2024, you've been kind of rebuilding, rebranding, revamping yourself. Does that make sense to you?
Yep, absolutely.
And when we move you forward to this 2026, oh, thank God, we are moving forward. I see advancement, promotion, and growth for you. I see you stepping into this energy of expression, this energy of intuition, this energy of inspiration. I see here strongly that you are in this power of, I need to be my authentic self and I need to express myself. They put a pen in my hand. It makes me feel like you've been kind of jotting down ideas, perhaps journaling, trying to articulate what you would love to bring forth in the world, because you feel like you have something to give the world, a message to give the world. You want to make a difference. You don't just want to go to work and live your life. You want to feel like you did something that is unique to yourself. Does this make sense to you, Max?
Absolutely. That's so right on point. That's amazing.
And it is a turning point for you right now, because you are being asked to step out of your comfort zone. Your guides and angels are like, you can do this. And we want you to really step out of the box and become more profound and more present in more of a public way, something that is going to give you an opportunity to express yourself. And when I look at the people around you, I really feel that in the past 2 years, you've also taken a look at who's surrounding you. And you too have had an opportunity to clean house and maybe remove some people that are not feeling comfortable with you. And now I feel like you kind of got your A team together. You've got the people that you can count on, the people you can collaborate with, and now you're ready to go. This year puts you in a new routine. We're going to change you out. We're going to take you from something in your career, shifting you financially, and then we're going to take you into a self-expression that is going to also be almost like what I want to call like a side hustle that becomes a passion and a purpose. Does that make sense to you, Max?
Yes, totally.
So what is your question for us tonight? We have like just a minute or so before we go off the air. What's your question for me?
I just want to know, like, what I need to do and focus on, because I want to make the world a better place. And like you said, I'm at a transition.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, what do I need to do? How do I get out of my own way?
Well, fear is not something that aligns you with God. So write down what you desire to have accomplished in the next 6 months. And then begin your sentence with, I am the woman who is expressing my true authentic self to empower others in the world. And I do so by, and write specifically how you want to express yourself and what avenue you wish to use to make that expression, and who is going to be with you to assist you with this. And I want you to then write another statement. I am the woman who is abundant beyond measure, who is able to generate abundance that yields me and put in amounts by my making a difference in the world. So it's not about the money. It's about the energetic exchange of you are putting out in the world, and the universe is going to bring back to you, bring forth to you some abundance. And it'll come in many forms, multiple streams, multiple spigots. So it's not always all about a dollar amount. It's about gifts and connections and next steps and really being your true authentic self. You have a gypsy spirit guide that is with you that loves to travel, loves to meet people, loves to have you wear your hair down and just be free. And so how do you get out of your own way? Just be free. Stop trying to please the people who do not appreciate who you are. Stop. Do not do things that other people expect of you. Do what makes you feel right. I hope that we've been of service to you. Unfortunately, we're out of time, and I do hope you call us again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
I hope
Thank
we've
you so
touched your
much.
heart. Bye for now.
Bye.
Well, everyone, we're so glad to have joined you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We truly hope that we have given you enough insight to last you for the week. We'll be back next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the True Oldie Station. Visit me at the Expedito Center in West Palm Beach or pop on to sarahspiritual.com and learn more about all the services that we offer and the products. Thank you. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
Touches hearts, there's a light to open everyone to love.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3.